Hi guys, so today I'm doing my review of Stargirl by Jerry Spinelli. If you haven't read this book yet, that's okay. The first half of this video will be completely spoiler free, and then as soon as I start going to spoilers, I will put a huge red and white spoiler warning up on the screen so that you know to click off if you don't want this book spoiled for you. Stargirl by Jerry Spinelli, which is now honestly probably one of my favorite books. I can see myself reading and rereading and rereading this book until, the pages are falling out. But it's basically about this girl who does go by the name of Stargirl, showing up into a high school, sort of middle of nowhere, very American high school. Everyone's focused on football, sports, and she acts very different than everybody else. Some people blame it on homeschool, some people think she's actually a spy. But she does things like bring a ukulele to school and play it in the cafeteria until everybody is quiet, and then walk up to people whose birthday it is and sing happy birthday to them. Or talk to people who just lost family members that she didn't even know and talk to them as if she knew them for their entire lives. Stargirl is basically an enigma wrapped around in a mystery, all twisted up into just a confusing mess for everybody. Now, if you like very short, sweet, and simple books, you will probably like this book. As you can see, very short. The font size is not incredibly huge, so it did take me about a day and a half to read it, not really focusing entirely on it. It's only about 120 pages overall, at least the copy that I have is only 120 pages. And it gets the plot done very quickly. There's no huge lagging areas I thought as I was reading the book. It does a very good job at focusing on a secondary character instead of just focusing on the main character and his thoughts. It's sort of told from the perspective of Leo, but it's not about Leo, it's about Stargirl. Now, there are parts of this that I found very unrealistic, but granted, I did think it was necessary for the story to be told. But it's just a bit over the top metaphor, so if you like really taking standards and throwing them way over the top to a bit unrealistic but very stereotypical manner, I believe that's satire, maybe, perhaps, then you will probably like this book. This book also has a bit of a romance aspect put into it, and I will get more into that during the spoiler section. I personally did not really enjoy the romance part of it. I would have given a few different situations, but I think it was a very integral part of the story. The thing that did make me a bit sad, and maybe this will make you a bit sad reading it, so you should probably keep in mind, is that the side characters are pretty undeveloped. It really only focuses on Stargirl. It is only her story. So if you really like side characters and, side interactions becoming richer throughout the story, you probably shouldn't read this book. A lot of the characterization is very short unless it's the two main characters. You never really get to hear much about the side characters, which I'm sad about because that would have made the book 10 times better in my opinion. As much as I did like this book and as much as I'm going to be rereading it, parts of it just, they irked me. They really irked me. At one point, Stargirl changes her entire personality to fit Leo's view of who she should be, who is normal, what she should be doing. And that part just really bothered me. One, how abrupt it is. It's not a slow change. It's not, she starts off weird, but then she slowly gets more and more normal. It's very abrupt. Within 3 days, she goes from happy and bubbly and playing ukulele in the cafeteria to shut down and being a cheerleader, and everyone loves her because she's supposed to want everyone to love her. That part really bothered me, the whole contrast between Stargirl was gone and Susan was here. While the metaphor was beautiful, I thought that the actual trope was a bit annoying just because I'm not a big fan of "and then she was gone, replaced by a new girl," unless there is in fact a different character, because it's still the same person, just under different circumstances. I never liked that trope. Maybe Star Wars ruined it for me as a kid, yes, Anakin died that day. He turned into Darth Vader. Sort of a thing. I've never been a fan of that trope. I think it's a bit overdone, and frankly I think that it was done too abruptly in this book for it to go over well. A part that particularly bugged me was the aspect of the amplified society in the book. If you have read this book, then you may remember one scene where there's a man or a little boy, basically, he's a high school boy who gets injured during a game, and so Stargirl goes over there and she checks on him and makes sure that he's okay with his team instead of just staying over on her side of the line. She walks over there and checks on him. And that part The reaction to it was, one, frankly, very unrealistic, and while I realize this isn't meant to be like a perfect realistic society, it was amplified to the extent that it felt fake. And I would prefer in my contemporary novels that I read for it not to feel fake, for it to feel as if this could have genuinely happened. On that note, I do understand the reasoning for the amplified society, and for the message that Jerry Spinelli is trying to get across is very well done. It's very obvious. There's no argument over whether or not the blue curtains in scene number 50 have a significant meaning. So that is my overall review of Stargirl by Jerry Spinelli. If you liked it, please like and leave your comments down below if this is on your TBR, or maybe you have different opinions to it than me. I would love to have a discussion with you. Thank you all so much. I'll see you later. Bye.